Okay. So your sad puppy dog face? It wasn't very sad, you're laughing now. Why are you holding an empty box? Why are you holding an empty wet box?
So we had our first accident.
So it looks like those things float? What doesn't float?
We found out that cardboard, plastic, pens float.
And what doesn't float?
Bolts. Bolts don't float.
Luckily we didn't need any bolts, right?
We had a little worn box and it as I was lifting it on, carrying it off the boat, it ripped down the side and went boom.
Were these important bolts?
Well, if you think holding wind vane's not important. Last time on Adventure Adrift, the time came to drill 16 holes in the back of the boat to mount the brackets to hold the wind vane on, except for we ended up drilling 4 extra holes that we had to fill. And we had tons of great weather to sail in.
G'day guys.
Hello. So we're just sitting here on a nice rainy, wet spring day here in Portland.
Getting some laundry done, right?
Getting some laundry done across the street, some food while we wait, and lots of exciting stuff. Our final week here in Portland this next week, and then we're going to head out to Astoria, out to the coast.
So we're going to dig in for some tucker, and you can check out this week's episode.
Tucker?
Tucker. I just want to say a really big thanks to all of our supporters, our subscribers, our patrons especially. You guys make these videos possible, so thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
What are we doing this week?
So this week we do our final work on the wind vane, get it all mounted up, rigged, everything, all that exciting stuff. Done with it, hopefully.
Got to go out, do a bunch of good sailing.
Yeah, lots of good sailing.
Really
definitely.
Good. Was it good weather?
Awesome,
I think so, right?
Awesome weather almost every day and really good winds. So yeah, take advantage of a really good sail at West Marine and have some fun with the dinghy.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have an awesome Craigslist find.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that'll help us living off the hook too, so we can get some more work done. It'll be cool. We'll share that.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Stay tuned. Our first project was finishing the wind vane. Due to the slight curvature on the transom of the boat, there was a tiny gap underneath the corner of a bracket that we wanted to fill to avoid any flex when the vane was in use with the pressure of the water on it. So is this your substitute for a saw? A grinder?
Yeah, works just the same.
Ty traced some shims and ground them down to the correct size. After we went and got some new 3/16 stainless bolts, the final step in mounting the wind vane was to seal each bolt hole with butyl tape. Butyl tape is made from synthetic rubber. Unlike other sealants, it remains flexible and pliable for years, and it is impermeable to air and water, so it's great to protect and seal equipment. After that, all we had to do was mount the brackets one final time and tighten them down with some Loctite. That's it. Bottom, okay. Top one. Bottom. Ready. Outside, top. Go ahead. Bottom, inside. Okay, go ahead. Outside, bottom. Okay, go ahead. We are so excited to do this for the final time, as it felt like we had put these brackets on and off a million times. After about 24 hours, we'll tighten the bolts again and remove any excess butyl tape that has squeezed out. Our next adventure was figuring out how to hoist and store Pamgaea, our dinghy, up on the deck for when we're underway. several different positions on the deck, trying to figure out how to keep it out of the way of the sails and sheets when we tacked, and how we could run our jack line. Jack lines are safety lines that are run the length of the boat and used to clip onto with a safety harness. This system allows you to move freely on the deck, greatly reducing the chance of falling overboard in rough seas. We want to try to keep these safety lines towards the center of the boat, but the dinghy will be blocking this. Then we tried a few different ways of lifting it on and off the boat. After that fun, it was back to working on the windvane.
Alright, so we finally got our windvane fully installed. Kind of fully installed. We've got our brackets all mounted. We are having trouble though figuring out how we're going to run our control lines. We kind of got it backwards right now, so don't pay attention to what you see here. So the way we understand this to work is that when our pendulum down here, when it moves to starboard, from what we understand, we want that to turn the boat to port. That's not working right now because the way we're running these lines here is it'll come back to here, but it's pivoting right here. So it doesn't pull. When it pulls this way, it's actually pulling the opposite direction.
So we are headed over to look at the windvane on the neighbor boat yet again to see how to rig our control lines. So right now, the way we have it set up, the way it makes sense and looks, it's backwards. We need it to, when it should be pulling it to starboard, it's pulling it to port. When it should be pulling it to port, it's pulling it to starboard. So trying to see how we should set up these lines. Yeah, so right now their control lines are here. So when this one turns this way, the bottom part, the rudder goes to port, the control line pulls the boat to starboard. But our control lines are rigged from the top, so when it turns, the rudder turns to port, it turns us to port up there, which is not what we want.
Yeah, because this is the pull.
Yeah, that's
so
the pull.
when this goes to port, this is going to pull the starboard, so it'll turn to starboard.
Yeah, but ours is the opposite because it's rigged from the top. So what do we do about that?
Here's where I'm really thinking. Is I would like to think, because this will make life easier, I would like to think that ours is just that much older and different that you are supposed to cross your control lines.
Maybe, yeah. That's the only way it makes sense for us.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really make sense because I get it why you don't really want to cross the control lines.
Yeah.
It just seems odd that all the other ones, every single manual I seem to read, even, this is it, right, the Fleming 301, which is the one we have the manual for, which is still a lot newer than one we have, specifically says do not cross the control lines, etc. It doesn't matter, right? 'Cause the pulling action
is from the top.
Is on this top, so it's always going to pivot. Well, we got to figure out that we know ours is still wrong. Which is what we already knew, so you know, it's so old that maybe it's just counterintuitive to everything else we've read for all the other ones. A really good idea.
What?
Do you guys want to see Hillary Row? More importantly, do you want to see Hillary Row in a straight line?
I can't do it.
It's pretty hilarious. I think you should come row.
Okay.
I think that'll be great. Oh my god, hey, is that the goose with his duckling straight in front of us?
The goose family that only had one duckling. Let's go look at him. The lone, it's not a duckling, it's a gooseling.
Gooseling. Do they get,
the lone goose. Oh, and there's babies over there.
Where? Oh my god, there's a whole bunch of Ryan Goslings. So, this is where all the Ryan Goslings live.
Oh, there's the single one. He's kind of getting, he's growing a bit.
Mum and Dad are herding him out of the way.
The single one's kind of big. Oh, look at him
eating the flower.
Oh, he's so cute.
They look way bigger than just a couple of days ago.
He's eating the flower.
Look at them all there.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Why is he eating the flower? That's really weird. I've never seen that.
Hi.
So this week,
Oh, tiny little wings.
Ryan Gosling came to Portland and had a bunch of goslings. There's a whole bunch of them. Hey, that one just pooped. You know what they look like?
What?
They look like the things from
Little ducklings? They look like ducks.
They look like the things from Tremors. In Tremors 2 when they grew legs?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they look like.
It is. Look at how long his neck is.
Okay, Hillary, begin your straight row. Okay, let's go. Faster. Come on. Well, that's a very straight row at the moment. Faster. Just like we're in Willy Wonka going through the tunnel. What is he like? Faster and rowing and whatever he says. Oh, we're coming back. There we go. She got it now, but watch this. Oh, we keep going. We keep going the other way. Oh, wait, we're coming back. This is all good practice for sailing. It's one tack to the next. She's practicing her tacking, that's all. They're very short tacks. Oh, whoa, okay. I think we just went heave too. Oh, hey, there's the shore. I thought we were going the other way. Oh, you just soaked me. You literally soaked me this time. How you doing alright today? I shouldn't say anything. So what are we up to today?
We are going to go to maybe one of our final loads of free laundry.
Before we have to pay?
Before we have to pay.
Or before we have to put it in the marina?
Yeah.
And wash it in the dirty marina water? Yeah, we'll probably pay.
Yeah.
And my parents come in town today?
Yeah. We headed back to our old workplace, Portland Airport, to pick up Ty's parents, who just flew in from Australia.
Oh, hello. So how's it all going?
We are at West Marine. They have a line sale, so we get 40% off all of this.
Oh, I thought you meant like lions and tigers and bears.
No, they don't sell
type of
those
lions,
here.
Different type of lions. Oh, okay, yeah. Beautiful.
A big thanks to West Marine and Phil, who cut the line for us. He also has a boat here in Portland that he is preparing to cruise in, SB Island Girl. You can check him out on YouTube. The link is in the description below.
Thanks, Phil. Cheers, mate. See you around. See you later.
Alright, so we just got all of our line for our windvane control lines. So what do we got? So this will be our starboard control line for the windvane. This will be our port control line for the windvane. This and this. One of these will tie the paddle down to hold it steady, and the other one we'll use to haul it up. And we got something exciting. This and this are our new spinnaker sheets. We ordered a spinnaker. Should be here next week, and these are our sheets. It's on sale today. All of these lines were 40% off at West Marine.
So you're doing the actual... This is the whip block, right?
Yep, doing the whips on all ends.
Got your sailor's palm on?
Got my sailor's palm on.
Show us your sailor's palm on your hand.
So cool. Well, not poke. I need it to push the needle through the line.
So that's the first one. It looks really good. Oh, and you melted it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks awesome. That's perfect.
Well, this
then.
line melts really
Sorry,
easy.
I'm making a mess of your stuff.
You are. This core stuff doesn't melt. The core
Right.
and the cover don't melt together very well.
So as long as you got a really good whip block there, it'll be fine though.
Yeah. As I worked on whipping the line, Ty got a bit of reel work done, and then got back to the boat work.
So you're doing that. I'm gonna drill a hole.
What? You're gonna drill a hole?
Yeah.
In our pretty woodwork?
Well, hopefully we'll still make it pretty. If I don't mess it up like I did my last one,
Yeah.
where I judged things wrong.
Ty decided to start drilling some more holes in the boat, because that's what we do, this time in the woodwork. We needed a place where we could tie up and secure our 2 go-anywhere folding seats while underway. We finished the hole with a teak grommet to make it look nice. Hey, we got a hole in our boat. Another one. Nice. Beautiful. Since both of our parents came to town to visit, we took them out for an evening sail. The weather wasn't too warm, but there was great wind, and it was fun to take them on a little tour of the river.
The race boats were out, and they were all doing that. All their crew was like all sitting on the outside of the other boat, weighing it down.
The next day, there was sunshine and great winds, so we went out sailing again. The wind was right out of the northwest, so we were able to sail wing on wing straight up the river. For those of you who don't know, wing on wing sailing is when you are sailing dead downwind with the wind directly behind you. The mainsail is eased out as far as it will go on one side, and the jib is out on the other side, so it's not blanketed by the main, and this creates the 2 wings. Sailing wing on wing, you feel the wind much less, and you have to be very careful to keep the boat dead downwind to avoid the boat changing direction to the wind and creating an accidental jibe, which means the boom swinging across to the other side, potentially injuring those on board or damaging the boat. On Varuna, we have preventers that we rig on each side of the boom to hold it in place and avoid it swinging across the deck in the event of a wind shift or steering off course. It was a smooth, comfortable ride all the way up to Government Island. Then it was time to turn around and sail downriver with the current and upwind, which made for a very speedy ride on a lean all the way back to the marina.
Alright Hillary, what are we up to right now?
We are driving up to Seattle right now.
Every time we come to Seattle,
we find something awesome on Craigslist that we need.
Craigslist seems to be we have our luck in Seattle. Every time we're up here, we happen to be looking for something.
And we find it.
Yeah. It's like the item we just happen to need at that time is available last minute too. Like we emailed this morning.
We found a sewing machine on Craigslist up here. It's one that we've been looking at and thinking about getting for quite a while here, and happened to be on our way up and find one that looks like it'll work for us, so we're really excited. It's the Singer Rocketeer sewing machine from like the 60s.
500A or something.
500A, the Rocketeer. So we got all the shipping on the left, and then we got downtown right there.
So this is West Seattle?
This is West Seattle. This is California Ave. This is like
bustling.
That's the place to be. Hi. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, an extra price. And here it is. Yeah, this one won't go through anything.
That's good, yeah. Well, we're taking it with us on our boat. We're sailing away, so that's why we want something
This
portable.
Is perfect.
Nice
Yeah,
portable,
that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, that's the thing we heard was nice about these. You know, they're all the metal gears and yeah. Wow, nice little workshop up here.
Okay. And you can use that needle on there, and at least that will pull you through a little bit. But,
looks good, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the ground level. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And tools.
Oh, wow. Oh, yay.
The weather was still great when we got back to Portland, with sunshine and wind straight out of the northwest still, so we went out sailing again. Varuna has a whisker pole, and we decided to try it out for the first time for some more wing-on-wing sailing. A whisker pole extends from the mast out to the sheet to control and stabilize the shape of the genoa when going downwind. It made the downwind sailing even smoother, and we had a great sail.
So we're almost down to the final part of our windvane installation. We're finishing up the control lines, which we have run up here through some swivel blocks. We then figured out we're going to actually cross them, although we didn't think we should cross them, but they're not really crossing, they're just reversing. So the port side will run to the starboard side and turn that appropriately, and vice versa, starboard to port. We're going to run these the path of least resistance. A lot of times they'll be run around the side here and then in. We're going to run it actually straight down, and then I'm going to install this block down here, the spacer with a block with like this double shiv block here right on top there. And then what that'll do is we'll have both these lines running down. It'll run straight down, and then we'll run them up and around the wheel adapter. The last thing it'll do is holes in the boat, which I never like doing. So we want this to be as vertically aligned as possible with the drum. Back more like there.
Let's use the line and test it.
Main thing we want to avoid is that.
Yeah.
So it's not chafing, right? So center about 21. Is that right?
Yeah, that's about center. We drilled some more holes into the boat, this time all in the correct places to mount the block for our control lines to run through. Now all we have to do is test the vane in action. What are you doing here?
Flooding the boat.
We're just running water into the boat.
We're trying to clean out our foot pump here, and it doesn't seem to want to stop flowing. I thought we turned off our water, but we're guessing this comes up now. It's actually speeding up. You should probably open the bilge. Yeah, these are all off, but that comes from there. I don't know where it's coming from. So it's got its own through hole, which just goes to that foot pump. But I think that's how most of them are. I think that's normally how it is. Your foot pump is your outside water.
Yeah, so when you filled up with your glass with that foot pump water, you were drinking the marina water.
Yeah. I don't know if I drank any.
I think you did.
I didn't drink any.
Yes, you did.
No, it never happened. Maybe it happened. But now we know what to do. We
You're
can test
alive.
the high water alarm.
That through hole right there. That comes in from the outside water. Comes over here to the foot pump. And then into Ty's glass to drink. Or into the bilge to test the high water alarm. We're just filling our boat with water.
You see those two metal prongs?
Yep.
On the white?
Yep.
That should be the high water alarm, which is just basically saying for some reason this bilge pump down here isn't working and taking enough stuff. And then up here we have our backup bilge pump. Should we fill this up all the way since we're here and test the bilge?
And then we had to put it all back together.
Oh, got me in the head. It's disgusting.
It's better than drinking it.
Alright guys, that's all for this time. Thanks very much for sticking around, and stay tuned for our next episode.
Yeah, next time we do our final couple of weeks of prep here in Portland before we push off for the coast and head to Astoria.
Stay tuned, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, exciting stuff. See you next time.
Cheers.
Thank you to all of our patrons. You too can join us as we sail with a purpose. Click the Patreon logo to learn more. If you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for our latest updates, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
It'll never work! It doesn't!
Even though it's right next to the dock. Yeah, it did. Maybe this is the boat it came off of.
Hilarious.
What is tucka?
It's food, tucker.
Is that an Australian word?
It's a real word.
I've heard it
It's
before.
a pretty nice looking taco. Let's do it.
Tucka?
Tucker.
Tucker?
Tucker. Oh, good.
Never heard that. So it's an Australian word.
No, it's a real world word. Otherwise known as a non-American word. So it's probably Australian. Yeah.